Hi guys, welcome to the next lecture. In this lecture, we'll be handling forms. So first of all, I have created one basic form. So this is just you can click over here and see open in the live server. So it's a BMI calculator wherein I have this BMI calculator H1 header. Then I have defined a form, and then I'm submitting the form via post request. So some of you might not know get and post, but that's okay. See guys, the thing is how do websites work is that there is a web browser which sends a request to the server. Okay, there is something known as browser, there is something known as server. There is something known as client, there is something known as server. So the client sends requests to the server in two ways. One is get request and another is post request. So in get request the data gets exposed via the URL, but in post request the data doesn't get exposed to the URL. So this much knowledge for the time being is enough. Okay, so here I have defined a post method label for weight. So I'm defining weight kg over here, and this name parameter is important as well as height, and then I'm name height, and then we are just submitting it to the post. Okay, just post method. Okay, this is basic only, basic HTML. So now let's go to our app.py. Let's start coding a BMI backend of a BMI calculator. So guys, essentially this is basic HTML only. If you know it's good, if you don't know then also it's good, but you're understanding by just seeing the layout. Okay, that this h1 is here, this weight kg is here, this height centimeter is here, this is the input type is number, and then we are just submitting the form. Then if you will click on submit, right now nothing will happen, but yeah, I think this much you can understand. So now let's go and code the app.py file. So we're gonna first import Flask. So from Flask, import Flask render template and request. Okay, so this is the thing that we are covering today. That's request. So then let's create an instance of our Flask app. Flask underscore name, and then guys let's just define calculate BMI a function. Calculate BMI. So this function would calculate BMI. It would take two arguments. One is weight, another is height, height. Then guys I'm just writing the formula for this. This is weight divided by height. This is in centimeter. Okay, into 100 into 2. Okay, so this is basic BMI formula. You don't need to worry about it. The next thing is interpret BMI. Interpret BMI. Interpret BMI. Okay, we're going to create a function which will take BMI, and then it's gonna be like if BMI is less than 18.5, so return underweight. I think all this is okay, you're able to understand. Okay, LF 18.5, I think guys you are able to understand it, right? It's just I'm defining a function that's gonna get into the range and check that if it's from this range, that's the normal range. So I'm gonna return good, you are normal. The next thing is LF if it's from 25 to 25, so it's essentially greater than 25, but yeah, it's less than 30, so that means you are obese. Okay, not obese, you're overweight, sorry. And the next thing is just a simple else statement, I believe would come. Else return obese. I think this is okay. Okay, now next thing is we're going to define a app.route app.route, and then probably we're going to just define the methods. As I was mentioning, there are two methods. Okay, get and post, which help in basic website working. Okay, in which client sends data and stuff happens. Client sends data to the server and some stuff happens. That's essentially the brain function or the main processing that happens of the data. Then let's just define a function called BMI calculator. So see guys, now is the main part. Okay, rest all was not main. So if, then how would we code this up? So let's do it like this. If request dot method is equal to post, so it's going to check that if the method request is post. If you're going to see in my form.html, I have defined a post request. It's going to see that okay, if it's a post request, then what it needs to do is it needs to have wait as float request dot form. So from the form, what should it request? Wait. Why it should request wait? Because see here in the name category, in the name parameter, I have mentioned wait. So this thing which is coming is accessible by this wait. Okay, this parameter. So that's why I'm using wait over here, and then I'm going to just copy this and paste it over here, and then make it height height, and then this is also going to be height only, height. Okay, now the thing is I'm going to calculate bmi is equal to, so I've defined a function calculate bmi, and it's going to take weight and height. I think you're able to understand. I'm just calling the function which I have defined, this calculate bmi. Then to which category this belongs, right? Category. So to which category this belongs is going to be the interpret bmi, and we're going to pass the bmi function. Then we're going to be returning something. Okay, so what we are going to be returning is, first of all, let's define a result. So result would be, so we're going to defining it in f string because we need to get the stuff. So your bmi is bmi, let's just make it 2 floating points. I think that's okay. And then your category is, guys, I think you understand f strings, right? So this is basic f string stuff only. This won't be category, this would be cat only. So see, it's going to take bmi from here and take category from here, and then essentially we just need to return render template result dot html. So this would only happen if the request has come up, if a request of the post method has come up, else it can simply return the form html. Return render template form.html. okay, I hope I have coded this correctly. Form.html, and a result is, I don't think we need anything yet, this is okay. So see guys, let me give you a code walkthrough first. What I'm doing, I'm defining Flask render template. We have seen Flask, we have seen request, creating an instance, creating a function to calculate bmi, creating a function to interpret bmi. Then this is the main thing for this course, that we are creating a route to our base URL, and then we are saying methods get and post. So if bmi calculator, so defining if request method is equal to post, it's gonna take these two things, calculate the bmi, interpret the bmi category result, and then render template. Okay, now the only thing is, how is this happening from index.html? So see, this is, sorry, form.html. This weight is going to come from here, this height is going to come from here. So the browser is sending data to the server, the client is sending data to the server, and then we are closing in the form. So this is a post request, processing will happen over here, and then we are returning result.html. So just see, result.html will show the result, and if I write calculate, if I click on calculate another bmi, it's going to redirect me to my default URL. That's it guys. Simple application but very effective application. These type of applications are highly used in data science, because let's say you want to do some predictive modeling and stuff as well, right? So here is where you can define and get all the stuff done. So now let's just try to run this bmi calculator. Okay, it didn't run. Okay, because I haven't written the last bit of code. So if name is equal to main Then all we need to do is app dot run debug is equal to true. I think yes, we need to get this thing run. It would run in debugger mode. Let's just see it works. Okay, so this is our BMI calculator. So my weight is 72.5, my height is 180 centimeter. So see guys, good, you are normal. If I'll click on calculate another year, it's gonna get there. So the main thing that you need to know as AI developers, data scientists, data analysts, data engineers is that hey, someone is going to be writing index.html for you guys, the web developer, and then he's gonna be letting you know that hey, this is the things that I'm gonna be sending you over via post request. And right now we are doing everything at the base route. That's essentially the local route. That's basically the local URL, local host. And then you're gonna do some stuff with this is going to be by the AI developer, data analyst, data engineer, and then it's gonna be rendered back to the thing. So that's it guys, that's how forms have work. So it's simple, right? Create a form in HTML, let the user fill in some data, do some AI processing, and then result back, show the result back. So just to make things simple, I have created two things. One is form and result, just to simplify things. So I think guys, this was a good lecture, and this is how we're going to scale the Flask lectures. I'm going to complete this playlist so that you can work in industry in any AI and data science analytics or any other domain where Flask is being used, so that you don't feel lost, right? Because obviously you won't be writing code like index.html, form.html, but it's essential to know it. So guys, please subscribe as well, and thank you everyone.